Chapter 15, Leading Change. J.C. Penney is not yet dead, but it is clearly on life support. Ray Johnson, a former Apple executive known for his creativity, was hired to rescue the company, only to be fired 17 months later. Most of his changes shelved, as former CEO Myron Ullman returned to try to rebuild the struggling retailer. Hopes were high for Johnson, both within and outside the company. When he took over J.C. Penney, they needed radical change, but his approach to implementing changes doomed them almost from the start. Early in his tenure, Johnson threw a party to celebrate himself and his plans for the company, a move that irked both employees and customers. He also began poking fun at the company's traditional way of doing business almost from the moment he took the job. Employees felt that the new managers Johnson brought in ridiculed them and made them feel dumb and uninteresting. Johnson refused to listen to long-established leaders, customers, or employees, and even shunned suggestions made by board members. He got rid of many of J.C. Penney's long-standing processes and systems, radically redesigned many stores, and eliminated hundreds of brands. Customers decided they deserved to shop at a store where they were respected instead. Some analysts say rolling out changes too soon, with little input from others, drove old customers away without giving new ones any reason to try the retailer. In essence, offering pain but no gain. As the example of J.C. Penney illustrates, change, especially radical change, is tough to accomplish. Johnson made mistakes, but major turnarounds are exceedingly difficult for any leader, especially in retail. In this chapter, you will recognize the environmental forces creating a need for change in today's organizations. You'll describe the qualities of a change leader and how leaders can serve as role models for change. Implement the 8-stage model of planned change. Use appreciative inquiry to engage people in creative change by focusing on the positive and learning from success. Apply techniques of enabling immersion, facilitating brainstorming, promoting lateral thinking, allowing pauses, and nurturing creative intuition to expand one's own and others' creativity and facilitate organizational innovation. And provide a positive emotion attractor, supportive relationships, repetition of new behaviors, participation and involvement, and after-action reviews to overcome resistance and help people change. It is the job of the leader to make sure organizations change as needed to respond to threats, opportunities, or shifts in environment. Leaders have to help people see if the need for change and buy-in into a new way of doing things. Change is necessary if organizations are to survive and thrive, and the sharp downturn in the economy, combined with other environmental shifts, has forced leaders in all industries to take a fresh look at how they do business. The recent turmoil is not only presuming leaders to rethink the economics of their business, but has also brought changes in social attitudes that require new leadership response. This exhibit shows some of the environmental forces, such as rapidly changing technologies, shifting social attitudes, globalization, increasing government regulation, changing markets, the growth of e-business, and the swift spread of information via the internet are creating a greater need for change leadership within organizations. Resistance, however, is real. Leaders initiate many changes, but most of these don't meet expectations. There are many reasons why change programs don't produce the intended results. One significant problem is that most people have a natural tendency to resist change, even when the changes are ones that could make their lives better. Leaders should be prepared for resistance and find ways to enable people to see the value in changes that are needed for the organization to succeed. For people throughout the organization to view change as positive and natural, they need leaders who serve as role models for change and provide the motivation and communication to keep the change efforts moving forward. Research has identified some key characteristics of leaders who can accomplish successful change projects. They define themselves as change leaders rather than people who want to maintain the status quo. They demonstrate courage. They believe that employees' capacity to assume a responsibility. They are able to assimilate and articulate values that promote adaptability. They recognize and learn from their own mistakes. They are capable of managing complexity, uncertainty, and ambiguity. They have vision and can describe their vision for the future in vivid terms. This exhibit shows a model developed by John Cotter that can help leaders navigate the change process. Light a fire for change. Leaders communicate the urgency for change in a way that touches people's emotions. In other words, they help people feed the need for change rather than just giving them facts and figures. Get the right people on board. For successful change, leaders build a strong coalition of people with a shared commitment to the need for and possibility of change. Paint a compelling picture. People need a clear vision and strategy to inspire them to believe that a better future is possible and they can achieve it through their actions. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Change leaders model the new behaviors needed for employees. Get rid of obstacles and empower people to act. Leaders give people the time, knowledge, resources, and discretion to take steps to make the change happen. This might mean revising structures, systems, or procedures that hinder or undermine the change effort. Achieve and celebrate quick wins. To keep the momentum going, leaders identify some short-term accomplishments that people can recognize and celebrate. Keep it moving. At this stage, leaders confront and change many remaining issues, structures, or systems that are getting in the way of achieving the vision. Find ways to make the changes stick. At this stage, leaders look for ways to institutionalize the new approach, striving to integrate the new values and patterns into everyone's work habits. Appreciative inquiry engages individuals, teams, or the entire organization in creating change by reinforcing positive messages and focusing on learning from success. Rather than looking for a situation from the viewpoint of what is wrong or who's to blame for that, AI takes a positive, affirming approach by asking what is possible and what do we want to achieve. Appropriately framing a topic to investigate what is right rather than what is wrong is critical for the success of AI. AI can accelerate large-scale organizational change by positively engaging a large group of people in the change process, including leaders and employees, as well as people from the outside of the organization, such as customers or clients, partners, and any other stakeholders. Once a topic has been identified for exploration, the group follows a 4-stage AI process, as illustrated here. Discovery. People identify the best of what exists, the organization's key strengths and best practices. Dream. Next, people reflect on what they learned during the discovery stage and imagine what it would be like if these extraordinary experiences were the norm. Design. The design stage formulates action plans for transforming dreams into reality. Destiny. The final stage of AI is creating a destiny by translating the ideas identified in the previous stages into concrete action steps. A wide variety of organizations, including businesses, school systems, churches and religious organizations, communities, government agencies, and social service organizations, have used AI for large-scale change. Appreciative inquiry can be implied by individual leaders on a smaller scale. Good leaders work daily to gradually shift attitudes, assumptions, and behavior toward the desired future. Leaders can use the tool of AI for a variety of everyday change initiatives, such as developing followers, strengthening teamwork, solving a particular work issue, resolving conflicts. The key to frame the issue in a positive way and keep people focused on improvement rather than looking at what went wrong.